Hello, this is Justice Jason and welcome to another vlog. Now today's topic is quite controversial, but this is how I got PES F in NS. Now before you think about trying to skip NS with what I'm going to say, I'm not advocating that you should skip NS or anything like that. I'm going to say that you should let the natural order of things happen. If you're fit for NS, you're fit. And if you're not fit for NS, well, you're probably like me. That being said, if you don't get into NS, some things are going to be harder down the line, but I'm going to say that NS also has its share of faults here and there, especially in the allowance department, and also in the fact that it kind of takes time out of your life and you don't get to work, making it quite difficult to get on your feet later on. But I still say it's kind of like necessary, but I also feel it's a bit unfair too. So it's like 50-50 for me. So yeah. This is just my experience. I'm not telling you to skip NS. I'm not going to tell you to not skip NS. This is just my experience. So let's get into it. So my story of getting into PES F. Wait, let me just explain to those who are American or in the EU or who are not Singaporeans generally. So basically, NS is a national service. And national service is a mandatory military service you have to do in Singapore when you turn 18. You can defer until you're 19, 20, or in my friend's case, he deferred until he was 26. But yeah, basically, if you're a male, you have to serve. And basically, PES is like a rank, payment employment standard. So basically, we have these PES ranks, A, B, C, D, E, F, PES A, B, C, D, E, F. You get the points. But the important thing I'm going to talk about is PES F. Now, PES F is way down the line. It's like PES F is given to people who have terminal illnesses, very, very bad mental illnesses, or maybe very bad physical illness, physical disability, like you missing an arm or maybe missing a leg, that sort of thing. So, but the thing is, I don't have a mental disability that's very serious. I don't have a physical ability that's very serious, disability that's very serious. So how did I get PES F? Well, I don't know. So I'm gonna get into my story. So stay tuned. My story begins in 2022 when I finished my higher NITEC in cybersecurity. So I got a 1.7 GPA and I was not able to get into a polytechnic or get into any other courses for cybersecurity. And in cybersecurity, they want all the professionals. So my cybersecurity certificate was not enough. So I had to I couldn't defer anymore. So I had to go to national service, serve out my military service. So sometime in 2022, I was given a letter from the Central Manpower Base to go down for a medical screening to determine my PES rank. And that time came, and I was kind of in a depressed state because, you can't find any jobs, you have to work part-time, and it was weighing on my mind a lot, so it was terrible. But I still plucked up the courage and went down to my medical screening. So at the Central Manpower Base, the CMPB base, I think, I don't remember it anymore. I was with several other strapping young men and we had to like wait our turn. So before you went for your medical screening, you had to get things ready, like medical reports that would determine if you were a good fit for national service or not during your medical screening, and then you'd have to like get a medical examination from the medical officer, the MO, basically. So I was waiting in a queue, and when my turn came, I let the medical officer see my medical reports. So basically, here's the thing. When I mentioned that I had a learning disability in my last vlog that was making it difficult to like study, that learning disability is autism spectrum disorder. I have autism spectrum disorder. Basically, autism. I don't socialize well in real life. I don't like to talk to people. I'm always on my phone, and I got bullied a lot in school because of it. It's also the reason why I don't like to speak Singlish to people. I'm terrified of Singlish speakers because they all bullied me like that. They pulled rubber bands and shot them at me. They called me very, very horrible names, basically. It's really saddening. But yeah, there's a reason why I'm also quite insecure about myself. But enough of that. So basically, one thing that contributed to my PES F status was my autism. Yes, I'm autistic. And during the medical screening, my medical officer asked me if I would do well, if I felt like I would get along well with my platoon units. And I said, I don't think I would get along well with my unit. I feel like I wouldn't belong. I was bullied in school. I didn't feel like I would fit in. And my medical officer nodded and just wrote down in his notepad. Basically, I just kind of like vented to my medical officer about how I felt like my autism wouldn't make me fit in. And I was very, very like insecure about things. And afterwards, they put me in like a room with some doctor. They like put a needle in me. I'm not sure if it was like a vaccination or if it was to draw blood, but they put a swab of alcohol. They put a swab of alcohol. They swabbed it on. They just put it on me. Then jabbed the needle and then took it out. And then they gave me some candy, and I was out of the medical examination room. So I went back home and just prepared for the worst. 1 week down the line, I got a letter back from the Central Manpower Base, and they gave me my PES status. I got PES F. And I felt I was really lucky to have gotten PES F. All my stress went away, all my sadness, insecurity about having to deal with people that I wouldn't get along with. All of it was like completely gone. It was, I would say that definitely helped me to take a load off my mind. And if I went to NS, I probably wouldn't have like survived. But before you think that things were all sunshine and rainbows after I got my PES F, it wasn't. Let's just say that there's a reason why I told you that you should still stay for your NS. Because let's just say that NS plays a huge part in trying to get employed. For a lot of my job applications, when I did interviews, one source of my problems was about my NS status. Let's just say that declaring PES F is like a huge thing. Because PES F means that you have a terminal illness, you probably lost an arm, or you probably have like a really, really serious mental illness. Which I don't have either of those. It's very difficult to tell someone like those employers, which mostly consists of boomers and whatnot. There's no young people out there. It's completely boomers running the scene. And they do not want people who have PES F. They don't see, when they see someone with PES F, they don't see a responsible person. And it's kind of disheartening. I could go two ways when someone asks, why do you have PES F, huh? Then I would have to either declare that I have my autism, which is not a good thing to reveal, because one, people do not want to hire someone with autism because it means you have to babysit them more, you have to put in more resources to take care of them, and generally you're lost when you declare it, because they will probably put you over for someone who functions better in society, which is really, really sad. Or two, I could just not declare my autism and still get passed over because, PES F is someone with PES F is probably someone who got out of the military through dubious means. When you think of someone with PES F, you think of someone with a terminal illness, disabilities, whatnot, or maybe someone who probably worked really hard. They worked their arse off really hard to get out of NS. I've heard many stories. We'll go on about talking about those stories and what I think about it. But first, I'm going to talk about my experience. But basically, getting PES F does not mean you will have a very good time with finding employment. It has been hell for me. Since I came out of NS, I didn't even do NS. Since I came out, I just have been just doing part-time over and over. No full-time. I have not gotten a single full-time job because of my PES F status. I have to either go on a 50-50, declare my autism, or don't declare autism and just pray that someone would hire me, which unfortunately no one has. It's a seriously terrible. It's really terrible. Now, the thing is, with PES F, you can submit an appeal, try to get back into NS so you don't get denied by any employers. But here's the thing. I believe in fate, and if I was not fit or suitable for NS as my medical officer certified me, then I don't think I should have gone for NS. I believe I'm very, very capable, even with my autism and even with my PES F status. I do pretty well in my part-time job, but unfortunately, when it comes to full-time, boomers will be boomers. They just don't see my worth. They just value old values more, I think. But overall, it's hell when you try to find a job in the government sector, I'm sure. I've also tried my luck in the private sector, but they want professionals. They don't want someone with autism or maybe lower qualifications. So I'm stuck. Still stuck, unfortunately. It's terrible. And that's my experience with my PES F in general. It's been difficult to find employment, and yeah, it sucks. But from what I've heard, but basically, I'm not just the only PES F person I know. I know many people on Reddit who have gotten I know other people on Reddit who have tried to get PES F through many different ways. There's what you would call how do you say it? Faking illness in Singlish? Chao Kang. So people have been trying to Chao Kang to like get out of NS. I've heard of a story where some guy like went around trying to get MCs when he was put into NS. He tried to put himself, he went into like IMH, the Institute of Mental Health, and he somehow managed to get PES F by the end of things. That is for only the dedicated people who really hate the military, I'm supposing. But I can't imagine he'll have like the best life trying to like find a job later down the line. So yeah. There's also like another friend I know. She's transgender, biologically male, but transitioned to female. So she like described her like attraction to the medical officer, like showed the medical officer photos of her cross-dressing, I think, and just in general, what I've heard was that she got passive because of this. I'm not sure because there's also other stories on Reddit where someone declared they were homosexual, attracted to men, and also like they didn't get like PES F or E, but I heard they got put into like some sort of a classification. I'm not sure what the classification is, but those stories are quite interesting to say the least. In general, I don't know any other cases of PES F except for like my trans friend and people on Reddit. But here's to say that the thing though, maybe try to get into NS. Like, life is hell right now with my PES F status. So I'm going to say about, well, different PES statuses. Now, PES A is like for the most healthy people. And you should like, and if you're PES A, you should be very, very proud that you're like going to get lots of, you get more allowance in a PES A setting, so try to do your best if you get into PES A, to get into PES A. But if you feel like you're not fit for military service, you can try to like downgrade to PES E, where people have like an easier time. PES A people are PES A, B, C, I hear they take like the frontline roles, like they do soldiering, while PES E does like clerk and storeroom duties. They just stand around or sit around in an air-conditioned office while still making some money, and with their national service served, they can still find like jobs later down the line. Just try not to get into PES F like I did, and yeah, it's been difficult to find jobs thanks to me being in PES F, so yeah. I think my point here is to say that yes, PES F is kind of like bad, but it's also probably good in a few aspects too. You get to like spend your time trying to discover yourself, but also employment's going to be hard later down the line. So yeah, up to you. But in general, I would recommend you try to get into any PES apart from PES F. So yeah, if you're going to like go to NS, be honest and just be, if you feel like you can do NS, just go for PES A. If you can't do NS, just try to share that you're not feeling well, not feeling you're the best, and they'll probably downgrade you to PES E, and you'd have like an easier time in the military, not having to do lots of exercise or face some judgmental people in there. That's what I'm saying. Try not to like fake any illnesses, be responsible, and yeah, you'll do well later in life. Just try not to like somehow end up like me. So yeah, that's the story of how I got into PES F for my national service, and yeah, overall life goes on. I'll have to like have to wait until some younger boss sees through the PES F stuff and sees my worth. But for now, I'm just going to try to keep looking for jobs at the moment. One day I will be hired. So yeah. But For those out there who are trying to like fake illness, please don't. Do your best, and you will succeed in life. Anyways, I'm gonna go. So bye bye.